Hello everyone, welcome to Math Tired Club, where we make all those hard things in math very, very easy. I hope you're doing well. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and also share the videos with your friends. And also don't forget to turn on notifications so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get notified immediately. I also want to thank you for your support. It really gives me a lot of enthusiasm to make better videos every day. Okay, today we're going to talk about graphing a different type of rational functions. I recommend you to watch my two other videos on graphing rational functions. They are very, very helpful. This is another type. So those other two types are totally recommended to be watched as well. I'm going to write down the example and I'm going to be back. Okay, ta-da! I'm back with my example and the things I need to do in order to be able to solve any question in this format. Okay, the very first thing I need to do is to factor this equation that is given to me. So I'm going to factor this, guys. I also have a video on factoring all of these. You can watch it. I will link it in the description box below. So if I want to factor this, I'm gonna factor out the GCF first. And the factor form of this is going to be x minus 2 and x plus 1 over x minus 4 and x plus 2. So as you see, there are nothings from the numerator and the denominator that can get canceled out. So there are going to be no holes in my graph, because you know that, for example, if over here, instead of x plus 1, over here we had x plus 2, then we could have crossed these out and the point x is equal to negative 2 would be my hole in the graph. But since we don't, we're not going to have any holes in the graph. Then the second part is this, that I have to look for my vertical asymptotes, okay? So the vertical asymptotes are the ones in the denominator that would give me a 0 in the denominator, okay? It's also related to the domain of the function. Those forbidden points in the domain are going to be my vertical asymptotes. So x minus 4 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is 4. And then x plus 2 is equal to 0. And then x is equal to negative 2. These are going to be my vertical asymptotes, okay? Then the second thing that I have to look for are the horizontal asymptotes or slants. So as you know, I will either have a horizontal asymptote or I will have a slant, okay? So for horizontal asymptotes, we follow some rules, okay? So if the rules are here, I've written them down. Of course, they're not rules out of nowhere. They have reasons. I will also upload a video on the reasons why these rules actually apply on these questions that we've been doing. So if the top degree is greater than the bottom degree, this first rule, then we're not going to have any horizontal asymptotes and we're going to have a slant, okay? And just guys, remember that horizontal asymptotes can be crossed, but so you might ask, so if they can be crossed, why do we bother finding them? They will help us to graph the function, okay? So don't forget that. So we're not going to have any horizontal asymptotes and we're going to have like a slant, okay? So in order to find my slant, so then I'm not going to have like any horizontal asymptotes, and I'm going to have a slant. In order to find that, I need to divide the numerator by the denominator. I need to do long division, okay? So bear with me. I know that this is not like something that you look forward to, but then we have to do it. I'm going to write it over here, the original question. So the thing that I need to do over here is to do long division. So I will have to divide this by x2 minus 2x. So, and then minus 8. Okay, so first things first, the thing that I need to do is this, that I need to actually divide the first term of my dividend by the first term of my divisor. So that's what I'm going to do in order to figure that out. So I mean, what is the thing that x2 needs to get multiplied to become x3? Of course, it's going to be x. So if I multiply x by this, it's going to be x3, x cubed minus 2x squared minus 8x. And I need to subtract these. So this and this gone. Negative x2 plus 2x2, it's going to be x2. And negative 2x plus 8x, and the minus is going to get multiplied by it, so that's why it's going to be plus. So this is going to be positive 6x. So the next thing that I need to multiply this by x2 to get x2 is going to be positive 1. So if I multiply it by positive 1, it's going to be x2 minus 2x and then minus 8. Okay, so I need to subtract this now. x2 and x2 gone. 6x plus 2x is going to be 10x, and then it's going to be minus 8. Okay, so 6x plus 2x is 8x, guys. So let me correct that. It's going to be 8x. So minus 8, plus 8, because this is going to be multiplied by negative. Now, after this, the power of x is going to be less than x2, the thing that I want to divide it by. So I'm not going to continue this, and I don't care about the remainder. I just care about this part over here. So my slant is going to be y is equal to, okay, let me change the color. Y is equal to x plus 1, okay? So that's going to be my slant. And if I want to graph this, and if I want to graph any line, I will have a chart of x and y, and I will substitute 2 random points. If I substitute 0, it's going to be 1. And if I substitute negative 1, it's going to be 0. So that's going to be my slant. Okay, so I'm gonna rub this part off, the long division part. So now I will look for my x-intercepts and the y-intercepts, okay? So very, very easily I can find these two. So I'm gonna go with that. X-intercept is a point in which y is 0. So I will substitute 0 for y. It's going to be x minus 2, x plus 1 over x minus 4 times x plus 2 is equal to 0. I will do crisscross, and if I do that, then this part is going to equal to 0. So therefore, x is going to be 0, x is going to be 2, and x is going to be negative 1. So my x-intercepts are going to be 0 and 0. So 2 and 0, and negative 1 and 0, okay? So these are going to be my x-intercepts, and I'm going to highlight them with this nice color over here. And then I'm going to go and look for my y-intercepts, okay? Y-intercept is a point in which x is 0. So I am going to substitute 0 for x. And if I do that, the y I will get is going to be, I'll do that mentally, it's going to be 0. I didn't need to do that actually. I had it over here too, as you can see. So that is going to be my y-intercept. So I'm going to go and come back with the coordinate plane. Okay, ta-da, I'm back with the sign diagram and of course the coordinate plane. So listen guys, as I told you before in the previous videos as well, It's fine if you don't want to do the sign diagram part, and if you just want to substitute some random points in order to see how the graph is behaving. But the sign diagram is something that is more professional and I think easier and faster to do. But it's your preference. However you're fine with it, you can just do it. So first of all, I'm going to have my vertical asymptotes, which are -2 and +4. So give me 1 second. Okay, so one of them is going to be -2. Okay, and the other one is +4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, give me a second. So I'm gonna have +4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's going to be here. And then the slant, which is 0 and 1. Okay, it's 0 and 1, and -1 and 0, which is gonna go through this part. Gonna try to do it as precise as possible. Okay, so I'm gonna do the sign diagram as well. Okay, guys, before the 0, it's going to be opposite of the sign of the thing we have, so it's going to be negative. I also have a video on this, you can check it out. It's going to be negative, 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 positive, positive. Over here, the 0 of this is -1. Before that, it's going to be opposite. In between the roots, it's going to be the opposite. And outside the roots, it's going to be whatever the sign is. Negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and positive. Okay, so this sign diagram is going to help me so much. So guys, over here, if I want to graph this, the question is whether this is going to look before that I need to write my x and y intercepts. So we have the points 0 and 0, we have 2 and 0, we have -1 and 0. Okay, so over here, before from -infinity until 2, the question is whether the graph is going to look like this or it's going to look like this. There are two ways to answer this question. Because we have no x-intercepts before -2, we would know that the graph is not going to be in this way, because if it was, then it had to go over the x-axis, so it will be like this. But other than that, you can look at the sign diagram and see that from -infinity to -2, the graph is negative, so it's going to look something like this. From -2 to -1, the graph is positive. So the question is whether the graph is going to be like this or like this. Since it's going to be positive, then we know that the graph is going to go this way. Okay, so between -2 to -1 over here, the graph is positive again. So between -1 to 0, the graph is negative over here at this part. So we're gonna go a little down, and then, okay, I forgot to choose the pen. We're gonna go like this, and then from 0 to 2, the graph is on the positive side, so it's gonna go slightly up like this. And from 2 to 4, the graph is on the negative side, so it's gonna come down and get so close to the asymptote. And from 4 to +infinity, the graph is on the positive side, so it's going to look like this. And other than that, it doesn't have any x-intercepts, so it's not going to go through this part. So guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this lesson. I liked it very much, honestly. Look at the graph, how beautiful it looks. So thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Share the video with your friends, and also don't forget to turn on notifications. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.